Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here this morning. Got a great show lined up, and we'll get started with the weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin Road and Highway 77. It's going to be another beautiful day outside. It's going to be a high of 84 and low of 69. The water temperature, that's what's exciting. Water temperature is at 78 degrees. And I don't know if you've noticed, the days are getting longer now. Got more daylight, and when we're coming in, it's just fascinating. I was thinking about, we're on about 4 or 5 weeks, a little bit over a month away from the longest day of the year. They're going to start getting shorter again. So it's time for the days to have a lot more daylight. And of course, we always talk about the advantage of these long days after work. A lot of times you have opportunity, especially like on Fridays and all. You can get out and get some fishing done or some kind of outdoor activity. I'll take a look at our river readings. The river readings right here, the Apalachicola finally going down and getting on down out of double digits for the first time in a while. But this morning is reading 11.6. But we're looking like maybe by Thursday it'll be down below 10. So this weekend will be a great river fishing. And Choctawhatchee, Caryville, it's gone down some, but it bumped up a little bit last night. It's reading a 9.8, but it's going to have a slow drop on it. So I know a lot of folks right now this time of year are really interested in the river readings, and this weekend is shaping up to be really good. The rest of the week, weather-wise, looks pretty good. Maybe 30% chance of rain one day, but the weekend on freshwater looks really good. So now take a look at our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery, and their motto is "When Carrying Counts." You're looking at the high tide this morning at 9:22 and a low tide at 7:19 tonight. Okay. Marine forecast, it looks like the southeast at about 11. That's what they're calling for, southeast at 11. Now, I just got off the phone, it's right before I came on the air, and got a pier report from Panama City Beach Pier from Cary. And he listed, here's what they called over the weekend. They called hardtails, Spanish, blues, and the pompano. He said on his pier, on the city pier, they just have not caught many pompano this year. Now, the county pier is caught a good mess of pompano, but the city pier has not. So that's the report from that pier right there. Okay? Now let's go and take our break, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Glad you're with us this morning. Hope you have a great day at work and get started off good and get to do some good things with other folks. Now listen, got some pictures that come in over the weekend, got to put together last night, and it's always fascinating trying to get a variety of pictures we get to show on here. So let's start off with the first one here. This is one of my former students, Chase Smith. Chase played quarterback for us a while ago, finished college now, but he's up there in Georgia freshwater fishing with some folks, and they had a great time. You can see they were bedding up there in Georgia too over the weekend. Good job, Chase. Now the next picture, check this out. This is, okay, we're talking about a Tuesday night shootout. That's going on now. Remember, every other Tuesday night up there, Deer Point Lake. This is Kyle Pridgeon sent this picture in. That's nice for a Tuesday night shootout. Now don't forget, this weekend, actually this Friday, I'm taking off of work, and we're taking this Forgotten Coast Warrior Weekend honoring American heroes, and we're going to take Steve Petty and I are taking a wounded warrior out along with a lot of other folks down there at St. Joe and all along the Forgotten Coast. They're going to have a banquet Thursday night, and then we're going to take them fishing Friday and get back together with them and take some pictures. I'll get a good show off of it. More important, though, we'll take a deserving American soldier out on a trip that I know he'll have or she will have some fond memories of. So that's this coming weekend. Support them any way you can, okay? Okay, now I'm going to show you two flounder shots. This is the first one. This is flounder have been out really good, folks. It had some good reports on it, okay? Let me get on down here from my list. Okay, this is Wally Barefoot and Jeremy Cotton. Caught these right here. Wally Barefoot and Jeremy Cotton. Now listen, we just got over Mother's Day. This is the funniest one I saw. Sometimes mom just needs a 5-minute break. Can't do that nowadays, but there was a time you could probably do that. Okay? Now, the next picture here. This is David Bender on the left and Brant Marshall they had a good morning Saturday morning. It was really Saturday morning. Before the wind picked up Saturday, it was a good time to go out. Okay, good job, David and Brent. They got 1 red and 6 trout. Okay, this mess of mullet. Nice mess of mullet. Corey Hastings got him over to State Park, and he was just blind casting, and that's a lot of fun, just going out blind casting, and well, that's a good mess of mullet there. Now this looks like the same picture, the previous one, but if you notice the heads are pointed in the opposite direction, but it's the same result. So a really good flounder. This is Matt Thurlow and Luke Pitts. They were floundering. Now you got to keep in mind these boys. I know these boys that go out, all of them, and what they do now, they stay out all night, and they work hard. You and I sometimes go out for an hour or two, and we get 3 or 4. One to come in and see these pictures like this, but these boys, they go to the same place they go every year, and about this time of year, and but they stay out a good while. They really stay out and they get after them. So when you see these big catches or ones like this is what's going on. Now, this is a series of pictures here, right here. This is a nice email that I got from one of my students, and Marina Finch, and she was talking about how much she enjoyed going out with. She and her family went on their first ever head boat trip this past weekend, and she was okay. Here's a picture here of it. I'm gonna read her email to you. Okay, she calls him. Here it is. Hey, Coach Chester, it's Marina Finch from your 2013 outdoor ed class. Today, me and my family went deep sea fishing for the first time, and it was so much fun. I caught 2 triggerfish, even though I had to throw them back. I caught several beeliners, 2 rock bass, and 4 white snappers. I thought you might like to see some photos of your former students doing you proud. And I'm very proud of you, Marina, and I'm glad you and your family went out and enjoyed the great outdoors on the head boat. I don't know which head boat that is, but you can tell that's one of our local ones here. And I know she had a good time, and it looked pretty. On a big boat like that, it don't get that rough and all. So that's a good job, Marina Finch. Okay, now this is a good picture here too. Thank you, Marina, for sending those pics. This is Gerald Sims up at Deer Point Lake. This was Saturday. Look at those brim he caught Saturday. Now, if you remember, I told you on Friday's show, if you go fishing 3 days before the full moon, and Gerald knows that. He's an old timer. He knows when to go fishing up there. But that's coming out of Deer Point Lake. That is one nice mess of fish on the tailgate of a truck. If that's not the Florida Panhandle, I don't know what is. And look at here. Look at the size of these 2 right here. Good job, Gerald Sims. Good job. All right. So that catches us up on that was just over Saturday and Sunday over the weekend. Also, that's really good stuff. Offshore fishing on a head boat, brim at Deer Point Lake, mullet at State Park, redfish and trout up in the bay, and flounder all over the place. So that's great. Now, keep in mind, one more thing before the break. I want to mention Bay Fly Fish. They're talking about fly fishing. They'll have their monthly meeting this coming Thursday. This time it'll be over Sundays on the beach side. And they're going to be talking about several things. And if you get a chance to go and you talk to some guys and girls who really enjoy fly fishing, so it'll be this Thursday night, okay? Let's take our break and we'll be right back. Now, welcome back. I'm going to add John Newman into the pickle jar for the drawings. Okay, John Newman, you're in there now. Don't forget you can enter any time of the year. And in June, when June comes, I'm going to add all these back to. I showed you before, all these people have won the first 6 months. So all the winners we have here on Panhandle Outdoors. Okay. Now we're going to next. Got a little video coming up. I'm going to give you some background to it before we go into it. It's about the NRA banquet they had last Thursday night. But the NRA, just nationally looking at the overall organization, it actually started in 1871, and it was a simple motive behind it, a simple reason they started NRA. That was to support the Second Amendment and make sure we always, as Americans, have the right to keep and bear arms. It's as simple as that. And those folks in Washington, D.C., they're constantly trying to take away our rights. It could be gun rights, it could be all kind of rights. It's just those are just different kind of people up in Washington, D.C. I feel like if you drove into town, you just see for sale. People just trying to sell their votes and lobbyists and all. So fortunately, one of the top 3 lobby groups in America is the National Rifle Association. They have a 5 million members, and it's just a proud organization. And I can promise you, if we don't have that organization right now, we will not have a lot of gun rights we have today. So with that being said, I was going to say they're our voice. We're the grassroots people of America. So here locally, there's a very active club, and we had a banquet last Thursday night. So I had an opportunity to go out and see a lot of folks out there. Greg Williams is the local president of it, and Greg, if you know Greg, he's just one of these go-getters. He is amazing what all he gets done, and on his organization here, there's so many folks here locally supported. I was looking at the leaderboard, and you'll see a picture of the top sponsor. 33 names up there, and those 33 businesses, each business pays $1,000, so that's $33,000 right there. Go right down the list for sponsors. You know how everybody does fundraisers like that, but some great businesses here in the Northwest Florida and here in the Panhandle that support the National Rifle Association, and a bunch of grassroots people like us that support it. So let's go ahead. I want to congratulate Greg Williams for all the work he does. Amazing man, the amount of work he does. So sit back and I'll get a walk around the room and see a lot of people. You may see some folks you know. So Jeff, let's go and roll this video.
Number is 109246. 109246.
I always run into one of my former students now, the Barnett sisters. Okay, tell the folks who you are.
I'm Jennifer Barnett.
Okay, she was an outdoor ed president.
Yep.
Okay, and her older sister, Brandon.
Lowry now.
What's your last name now?
Lowry.
Okay, tell the folks what you just told me about, and your husband?
Yeah.
About the cast net deal.
He just found out the other day I knew how to throw a cast net, and I learned that in class.
Now, were you impressed when you heard that?
Yeah, I told her it was the hottest thing I've heard.
Well, it's great to see y'all.
Good to see you too.
And boy, we got to see you.
Allie.
Can you say hi?
Can you say
hi?
hello?
Allie.
Can you wave at him? Just wave. She's shy.
She's shy. Okay. All right. We'll see y'all. The Page family. How you doing, Coach?
You'll just have to give us an hour, 15 minutes. We are going to order a load. We'll load the grid board. Put the back out. Get some chances on it. For 5 years in a row, and that's good to say. If you've been out in West Palm Beach, look how big the other towns are. Without the help of these sponsors, without the help of y'all, we couldn't do it, and I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I'm going to ask Ron Bass to come lead us in prayer.
She's breaking lines.
Well, listen, we got it on camera now. The Thrashers are breaking in line.
The net dollars you've raised in 7 years, I don't even know if you had counted up, Greg, you just keep going and going. $306,961 in 7 years at Winston Shooting Sports Program. It is phenomenal. And that is absolutely, that money goes back on the ground. We do that because we believe in this program and we want to put this money back. The NRA Foundation actually has no employees.
It's unbelievable. Like Al said, net dollars, $80,000 last year on this banquet.
Go, Greg.
The man is a workaholic. I spent an afternoon to shop with him. Every person who walked in, you want to buy sponsorship.
He doesn't give up because he knows the cause. First one is here, 2013 Special Achievement Award.
Awesome!
That is for all of the hard work that Greg Williams has done in this committee. Yes.
Do the Special Achievement Award. This is not something we don't give every committee. We get to select one. And I'll leave it to the field reps to select. So Greg was selected to represent the state of Florida for the 2013 Special Achievement. Great job.
The next one is the 2013 High Net Award, which goes to the committee.
Awesome!
That means Panama City outraised Orlando, Sarasota, a lot bigger communities. And this just shows the hard work that Greg Williams puts into this.
Good job!
And we appreciate everything he's done. So he is really taking it and taking it to a new level and challenged other committees. He's like the top gun, everyone that wants to knock him off, and they can't, because he knows how it's done. So Greg, thank you very much for everything you've done. Okay? So we'll get to the auction.
Y'all, I know they talking about the way I look at it, without y'all, this wouldn't happen. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Without y'all, it just wouldn't happen. Thank y'all very much. Thank y'all for being involved. Thank y'all for getting. Y'all do know, and I'll tell every one of y'all, I love to put on the banquets. But I'm going to do one in the fall. And I'm proud of the crowd that I got tonight, but I'm going to do it for the Shrine Kids in the fall. I want each and every one of y'all doing it for the benefit of the Shrine. And I want y'all to get involved with me, and I know y'all will. Everyone that's in here, most likely. I'm looking around, they all put out, and I'm really going to try to break, I would love to break $60,000 here for the temple this year. So I'm going to get out and work that hard. I want y'all to help me out with it. I'm going to do it for the kids.
60 now 5 now 5 5 got to be 5. 60 now 5 now 5 5 got to be 65. 60 got to be 5 now 65. Now 70. 65 now 70 got to be 70. 65 now 70 70 got to be 70 70 got to be.
Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that. It's amazing that they lead the state of Florida. The local organization leads the state of Florida in fundraising efforts, and it's all due to just a lot of hard work by those members, led by Greg Williams. I want to congratulate them, and I'm very proud of that organization. Okay, now let's look at a fish and game forecast for today. This is brought to us by Mark Coward, another great outdoorsman here. Edgewater Beach Realty, number 832-6000. There's only one time today to go if you get a chance, and it is a perfect time to go during extended lunch. Okay, we're looking at a time from 11:44 to 1:44. Excellent time right there, okay? Got several announcements I want to put up here. While we're getting set up, we'll talk about the FWC having a series of bear workshops on managing bears. And now tomorrow night, they've already been to Bristol, they've been to Tallahassee, they've been to Panama City. Tonight, they're going to be in Perry, a little long trip for us. But on the 15th, May 15th, they're going to be in Carabel at the Carabel Auditorium. And then on May 20th will be in St. Joe at Gulf Coast State College. That'll wrap up the series. That's 6 meetings they will have had here in the Florida Panhandle for the bear workshop, okay, on managing the Florida bear. And you might see some movement in that in the direction of maybe some kind of controlled hunt or something. I don't know. I'm just speculating right there. Now, next announcement right here. We mentioned this before. Had the boys on TV. The Gulf Power Transformer Charity Redfish and Trout Tournament. That's going to be May 24th, a week and a half, about 11 days from now, up there at Deer Point Lake by the dam on the saltwater side, by the landing right there. Great organization, and going to go out to great causes. It's going to be here locally, and if you get a chance, y'all, I've got some of the students talking in the internet, so have a good time, and it's going to go to good charitable causes there, okay? Covenant Hospice, and there's different ones like that, Bay County Council on Aging, and the 3 of those organizations. Now, next announcement, this coming Thursday night here locally, the Iron Men from Northside Baptist Church having a low country shrimp boil. It's going to be right here at Northside Baptist, right on Airport Road, 756 Airport Road. Tickets are $10, and you can get them at the church there, and bring some folks with you. And I'm in the lower right-hand corner. They have asked me to be the guest speaker. I'm very excited about. I just love talking to groups of outdoorsmen and all. So I'm going to really looking forward to it. I have no idea what I'm going to say. Probably the day before I might throw something together. But I just always enjoy doing it, and some great stories and some good fellowship. That's what I really enjoy, talking to some outdoorsmen, and all of us are in the same boat, trying to get a lot of things done and do good things for people and loving the outdoors. Okay. Now, I want to talk a second. I won't have a chance to get much into it, but y'all asked me about, I caught all those pompano on. This is what's called fish bites. I tell people, I say, what are those things? And so I brought a package, even the color. It's called fish bites, and this has the fish and shrimp taste to it, okay? And it's the little cut up strips. Now, I've just been fascinated with how well they worked, okay? I'm going to take them out of the package and show you the size. Now, when it first came out, it was just one long strip, but now they got them in, you just tear off a piece like that and put on your hook. In fact, if I'm going to use this paper clip, I don't have a hook. Okay, I've got a paper clip right here, that's a hook. You just slide that down your hook, okay? All you do is slide it down there. Sometimes you can double hook it. The inside of these things, it will slowly, if you leave it in the water a long time, it will slowly start dissolving. And right on the inside is like a mesh gauze strip, like on a gauze pad or something. And this is a highly concentrated form they put on here. Fascinating story behind them. I saw them several years back over at Blue Water Outriggers and talked to them. It's a family-owned business. This guy worked on it for years. I tell you what it reminds me of. If you remember on Bagley Bay, so Jim Bagley, back in the 1950s, he came out with a pork rind for bass fishermen. He out of Winter Haven, Florida. And those Central Florida bass fishermen, they were tearing up and catching some really big ones. Those pork rinds were popular for a long time. Came in a little jar. I know you bass fishermen remember those. And they were popular for a long time. So this is something similar to that, but just on a completely different scale. I'm going to talk more about it. I just want to show them to you this morning. And like I say, they're locally made here in Florida at St. Augustine, and a family-run business. So it's a fascinating story. I want to tell you more about that later on. They're called fish bites. All right? Going to have to wrap it up today. You folks have a great day at work. You always do something good for someone else. Enjoy the great outdoors, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.